Yeah, I feel like our friendships are predicated off of like kind of being mean to each other. Actually, when you really think about
What's
it.
funny is football is what brought us together, but that's the only time we argue.
Hello and welcome to episode 76 of Draft Offsides. I'm with Tico and Enzo. My name is Keith. All right, let's get into some matchups. And it's a big week just because the transfer window finally closed, and there's some really juicy propositions out there. And for people with fab left or people with high waiver priority, it's probably a really exciting time.
Yeah.
For the rest of us, we're just looking through the glass window, looking in at you guys right now.
Yep.
But let's get into it. So, kicking in games, the first game of the week was that Forrest 7, Brighton 0. What are we calling it? An anger bang? Forrest
anger bang.
Brighton. Just were pissed off after losing 5-0 the week prior and smashed them. Brighton's been decent. But also it just feels like it's a young coach and kind of naive. I think he started how many forwards did he start? Like that, his lineup was really wonky. And against a Forest team, they were going to get crushed. I think the big call-outs are Wood with a hat trick. Pretty amazing. Yep. He just continues to be everything.
MVP.
Yeah, okay. I'm starting to come around to that. Anthony Elanga with a hat trick of assists.
Yep.
I was listening to a guy talk about Gibbs White, saying that Gibbs White is that was one of the best performances he's ever put in. Solid. There's not much to say about it. I think there's better days for Brighton. There's players you want there, but this was not the game, and it really sucked if you started any sort of Brighton defenders.
Just overall, with Forest, the amount they scored, with it being 7-0, they all got a piece of the pie for the most part. But there was three of them.
Everyone got points.
Yeah.
Anything else there? Can we move on?
Minter, 14.5 points.
Oh yeah, we went back and I was trying to do the math on that. It was 2 shots on target, 2 key passes, 5 successful dribbles, and 3 tackles won.
To get 14 points in a 7-0 loss, that's pretty fucking impressive.
I think we've talked about Minta a lot. For me, it's just him starting. If he starts games, I think he's worth having. He's pretty fun to watch and pretty exciting. He has been since the first game of the season.
Yep.
It's just a matter of putting it together or getting the starts. Okay, next game. Another drubbing. Everton 4, Leicester 0. I think the biggest thing for me in this game was Beto came on after the Calvert-Lewin injury and scored a brace. And, there's a good player in there. Everton paid a lot of money for him. He was pretty good. I think he was in Italy before and had some really good performances, and they thought really highly of him. So if he can kind of just get through that mental block, because he had one of the biggest goal droughts ever earlier in the season and going into last year too.
Yeah.
So now that he's kind of in this new space, I think he can be pretty...
Well, he's definitely going to get games. He's definitely going to get games. He's going to get time to prove himself. Honestly, already him scoring a brace is already better than Calvert. So
yeah,
he just needs to stay on top of it.
Yeah, and the same thing with Everton as with Forrest in the previous game, where pretty much everyone ate except for the guy that I started, Lindstrom. He did not eat. He fasted. But Tarkowski got points and I got points. Garner just came back from injury, got 19.75 points.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a note about, is he the Dwight of the team? He actually plays a lot deeper. Dwight was kind of playing as a 10 or a left wing, where Garner plays. He's a creative 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. And then another shot is O'Brien got to start again over Young, and that's now 4 in a row.
Yeah, I think Young's done.
I think Young's done too. I have O'Brien on waivers. I think again. I'm not sure if he was on there last week, but we could talk a little bit more in depth there. But that's definitely something to note. Next game, Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 2. 20-plus goals in 5+ seasons for Salah. He's joined great company in the Prem. Do you remember some of the names that have also done that?
Harry Kane,
Alan
Shearer, Thierry Henry, I think Les Ferdinand maybe during his time at Newcastle. I think
Rooney. Okay.
Maybe Wayne Rooney. Or maybe
I don't know if Wayne Rooney ever did that.
What about Ronaldo?
I also don't know if Ronaldo, because he wasn't really a pure goal scorer back in the day, like he was at Real Madrid. He was more of a winger, an assisting winger and stuff.
Still
scored goals, but
I'm gonna pull up Rooney just see if he's done it or not real quick.
I think some of the other key things were, I actually thought Bournemouth didn't look that bad in this game. They just got kind of unlucky. They hit the post twice at least.
Yeah,
they had a couple good saves from Allison were made. I'm not worried about Bournemouth at all.
Oh, it looks like there's only 4 guys in that 20. It's Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Aguero, and Harry Kane.
Yeah, wow.
Rooney only did it twice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. We're entering a new era, I feel like, with these guys, what's going on, what's
Yeah,
what they're possible. Obviously we talked, Salah with the 2 goals, had 30 plus points. Another one is Trent came off in like the 70th minute. I thought they were just subbing because it was a small lead and Bradley was coming in just to do that, but it turns out later that it was some sort of injury that he felt. But the good news is it's there like a week and a half until the next game. So they're saying that he might even play in the second match of the game week, which because it's in 10 days or 11 days. But I'm not betting on that. But I don't think they're thinking it's not that big a deal for Trent. But the good news is with Bradley, you don't feel, you don't feel that bad.
You don't feel that bad if you pick him up. What do you think about that penalty?
Well, you can't pick him up because it's mid-game week.
Oh, it's mid-game week.
Everything's locked. Right. Everything is locked in. So if he's not your lineup,
but there is a waiver. The waiver period ends. It's something weird. It's weird. It's gonna be weird this week because I was looking on my thing. It said the waivers will go through tomorrow.
But I don't think it would go for Liverpool or Everton players
because you already started that player.
Yeah,
maybe you already started the player. Yeah,
so maybe those guys are locked longer. Something I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see how it plays out.
It's gonna be interesting. I don't think you can do the waiver wire for them, but they won't drop until after that last game.
Maybe. Yeah. I think that's kind of it on the. Alisson had 17 points, just a clean sheet, obviously. And then he excelled. I mean, I think that's a testament to how good Bournemouth played.
Yeah,
that he was forced actually into a lot of saves, a lot of actions. Anything else there? Gakpo 14.5 points, averaging points per game in the last 7 is 18.6.
Yep.
What could you get from Gakpo? Do you think? I mean, it's so weird. Like that team is so weird now with Luis Diaz, Gakpo both starting. I don't think. But
Gakpo is performing. You know who kept like trying to give him to me for weeks?
It was Nate.
Fucking Nate, and I should have fucking took it. No, I didn't listen.
Yeah.
Can I go? Let's go through Gakpo's game log real quick. 14.5, 33, 11.75, 12.75, 13.75, 15.5 and 29.
Solid.
Yeah. That's an insane run.
I mean, more than solid. That's like elite.
And what caused it is Diaz is playing up top now, and Gakpo's playing more on the left. So you see Diaz's scoring has gone down, but at the same time, Cody's been eating. So it's kind of whoever's hotter at the point, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it there. Bournemouth, just hold the pieces. I don't think you're that upset about anything. No. The guys that are scoring there are still going to score. Our next game, Ipswich 1, Southampton 2. Ononachu, 21.25 points, 7% owned. Delap, 16 points, got a goal. Good for him. I think the biggest thing for me here just was like Enciso coming in. He did play decently. He obviously didn't get any returns like goals or assists, but he still managed to get 10 points, which is a good return, all things considered. I'm keeping an eye on that one.
Me too,
for sure.
Well, we can see if he gets more game time. Like 10 points is a good start, and I think he can produce more. We know he's creative. We know he can score goals and create goals. So let's see what he can do in this. It's whether or not him and Delap can get that sort of chemistry, and they can get going.
Yeah. Southampton, I'm not sticking to. I know that there's been a few players that have been popping up with points for them. I'm not on the train of getting them though. I just think they're not. I just think you're gonna.
And how did the defender do? What was his name?
Benra.
Yeah.
And then I didn't check for this week. You got minus. He didn't get no minus points because there's only one goal, right? So
8.5.
Yeah, 8.5. Yeah. Respectable.
Yeah. Continues to be respectful. Yeah. All right, next game. Newcastle 1, Fulham 2. Fulham continues to steal from the rich and middle class.
Yeah, and as soon as they're going to start getting greedy, they're going to start stealing from the poor too, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, they look pretty good. I mean,
they dominated the second half.
Yeah, they kind of
dominated the second half.
They deserved it. It wasn't like a smash and grab by any means,
No, it definitely wasn't a smash and grab. Like, even Jimenez, I know he only got one goal, but he looked dangerous in the box. Like, he missed a couple sitters, you know what I mean?
Yeah, his first goal in 4 games. Good to see. He had 19 points. The assist was from young Jedi American Anthony Robinson, which is his 10th assist of the season. Only the 7th defender to hit double digits assists in Prem history, and he has 14 more games to go.
14 more games
What's
to go.
the record for a defender?
You think it has to be Trent must have it, you know what I mean?
Must have it, right?
Trent or friggin', what's his name, right back for Trippier.
That's a good one too, a lot. Yeah.
Trent, 13.
Trent 13. So, I mean,
he's definitely doable.
Robinson's on pace to crush that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Trent and Antonio Valencia tied for 13. So
Forgot about Antonio
That's a deep
Valencia.
cut.
Oh,
Yeah, but
man.
I mean, this is a good game. The pieces here. I don't think anything like stood out as exceptional. Murphy got some good points here as well. He continues to kind of just be relevant, like not sensational, not like this person that wows you, but he's just relevant. He just shows up. So you gotta like that. Next game, Wolves 2, Villa 0. Watkins subbed at halftime due to a tweak. How are you guys feeling? Both you guys own him in different leagues. He just really has this been just the pain in your side?
Yeah, man. And also,
all
he
season?
left the game with minus points, the bastard. And I'm playing against Tico, and it hurt even more.
Who has 4 players playing twice?
It's been tough. Like the strikers, like him and Havertz, I put them in the same sort of mold. Like I don't know who's showing up what week and what points they're going to put up. Because when they put up points, they put up double digits. You know what I mean? But again, they have to score a goal. They're not getting it much else.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Watkins, it just hasn't been. I mean, last season he probably overperformed where he should and could, and this season he's probably underperformed. I think the true Watkins is somewhere in the middle there. You know.
But what I would say is for this year, I thought the goals would be there, but I just didn't think the assists would be there. So I think that, but the balance hasn't been there. The goals have dropped off drastically, and the assists, obviously, we didn't expect much of it. So I think that's where it hurts the most.
Yeah, let's just see how bad this injury is, because they bought a bunch of players, a bunch of creative players. Maybe that can help him get some goals.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, when you think about like Bailey being so good last year, and then Diaby, we forget about Diaby being so lethal last year as well. And so like that's where a lot of the goals and assists came from, is because he had those exciting players around him.
Correct.
So I totally agree there. I also think you can't discount the fact that they're playing in the Champions League for like the first time in a long time. So it's just like that, like the mental toll that takes and the physical toll that takes, just those extra games. So it makes sense, but you don't love it. Cunha, 19 points, got a goal late, just to kind of tidy it up, put a bow on this game. Well, you kissed the badge and signed a new contract.
Yeah, basically 5 years.
Should have had another goal. He missed like the 1v1. He slowed down. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. It was a 1-on-1. He slowed down. The defender caught up to him, and he just Martinez made a good save, but should have had 2 goals. Love that guy.
Yeah. Kind of only thing to speak there. Good win from Wolves, much needed.
Out of relegation.
Yeah, out of relegation. I mean, I think the 3 teams that went up are going down again.
Yeah.
I really think so. Okay, next, Brentford 0, Tottenham 2. Enzo?
Let's go! Finally, man.
They're back. Feel good?
We're back, baby. I sound so confident when I say that.
Dragusin with a torn ACL out rest of the season. That is the drag.
Yeah, it sort of is, but honestly, I've been watching him play. He's up and down, up and down. Good game, bad game. Good game, bad game. Bad game, bad game, good game.
But Van de Ven's back, right?
Van de Ven's back, but let's see how long his hamstring holds out. We'll see if all the sprints. You know, Tottenham does the most sprints in the whole Premier League, and we have
you have another defender that's coming in, and Disasi is not coming. So you just have one defender coming.
Yeah, we got Dunzo.
Where's he from?
He's from France, somewhere in France. I don't know that much about him. We bought a bunch of young players in the transfer window to make some cover. Like Tell's only 19 from Bayern Munich, so.
Speaking of young players, Jed Spence, 20.75 points, 13% owned. I think he's quickly becoming one of the better defenders.
He looks so good when he plays.
Yeah, I think he's kind of becoming a star. Son, 16.75 points and an assist. Brentford was pretty shut down. Like that's the thing with Spence too, is like Spence playing that left back role just shut down Mbeumo.
Yep,
completely.
He had him in his pocket. But there's those other players like Damsgaard who got 20.5. He's gonna get you points left, right, and centre. It doesn't matter what game it is. I think he's quality. If he stays at Brentford for another season, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I mean he's been there for a minute, but it's just this year seems to really be like he's kind of finally getting his flowers and getting unlocked.
Staying up, just got to stay fit, man. Just got to stay fit.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing there. Okay, next game, United 0, Palace 2. Let's go to our reporter on the side, Tico. What do you have to say about this one?
Predictable. Any game United should win coming out, because they won last week. Coming off a win, you would think some momentum, but obviously they do United things and they lose.
Palace has been pretty good recently though too. Also, I will say the one thing about this game that I just knew was gonna be a horrible game is anytime a 3-5-2 plays a 3-5-2, it just sucks. Or like the back three versus the back three is like never a fun game.
And
It's like a chess game.
Harry Kane closing the offside, running up, and then just giving up a 1v run. Classic. Not Harry Maguire, fucking guy.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Harry Maguire.
It's actually hilarious for Maguire to like sprint as hard as he can to catch up to a striker. It's one of my favorite things to do because there's no chance the striker could be jogging and he's not going to catch up.
When he runs, his head's going all the way back like this.
Well, if he puts it forward, the momentum he will fall.
His head's so big it'll just grab him forward. Matias with a brace and 28.5 points, 6 goals in his last 5. He's on fire. Makes LaCroix, as we call him, 28.25 points on the wing for Palace. Chilwell's coming there too, so it'll be interesting. There'll be some backup for him as well. A little competition. Munez, 20.75 points. I mean, man, the wing backs for Palace, they're like cheat codes right now.
It's
and then
beautiful.
And the other things to kind of shout out is Diallo, 14.75 is the highest scoring United player. It's been a good piece for them.
Yeah, I think he's going to be even better next season.
They also
let's hope.
Started Bruno up top, which is something we don't love.
Yeah.
He was starting in the, not Bruno, Manu was up top.
That was right. Manu was up top.
It was really weird. And Bruno was playing in the 6. It was weird. It didn't work. I mean, it was a failed experiment.
He's just experimenting. I get the experimenting a lot at the beginning, but he's now what, 10 games in? Is he 10 games in? He's like 10 games in, right?
More than 10, yeah. He's played 7 home games and lost 5 of them.
It's not good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get in some level, you're like, oh, you need to really strip everything away and then just go from the level, like the service level. But at some point, it's like, okay, man, you got to be doing a little better than this.
Yeah. Well, he got him in 13th, and they're still in 13th.
I think part of it was that United was trying to sell both Højlund and Xerxes. So I think part of it, maybe he didn't want to play them, risk an injury until the transfer window was closed. So we'll see. Maybe next week one of them starts.
Sure, that's great for morale.
Both of them subbed in, though, too.
But it was like, the last 15, 20 minutes?
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, your rationale really is sound.
I'm reaching.
To me, I would think of it more like that was like a statement to the board that he wanted a new striker. He doesn't trust these guys, so he's literally playing like a 6.
He was hoping Manu would score a brace.
But Manu actually had a pretty good chance earlier, actually. But yeah, that's the hitter there. The other big news is Lissandro towards ACL.
God, I felt so bad from him.
Yeah, you knew right away it was bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
So you'll see De Ligt, Maguire in there, in Euro, pretty much.
Maguire and Mazraoui.
Oh, you'll probably have to play some center back as well, huh?
Yeah.
All right, next game. Arsenal 5, Manchester City 1. This was another kind of slacking.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting a 5-1.
No, I don't think anyone was. The Arsenal fans were gloating. Lewis Skelly did the Holland meditation celebration. I mean, all the Arsenal players scored well. Did anyone not score well? Probably Martinelli probably didn't because he just sucks. But
Timber didn't score well. Fucking guy.
Raya only got 6.75, so he
didn't have much going on.
Keep him busy.
The defenders didn't score well. So Leandro Trossard only had 1.5 points, but he was fucking playing amazing.
Yeah.
He was having his way, yeah.
Havertz, 22.75 points. He got the goal in the end, but he missed a sitter early. That would have been like one of those ones where people would have, if the result would have been different, like it was at that time, it was a much tighter game when he missed that.
Yeah.
And like that could have really fucked him up.
If you really look at it if you take away the goal and assist, don't worry. I get it, he got a goal and assist, but if you take away the goal and assist, he really didn't do much that game, point wise. Didn't really do much. That's the worrying thing with him.
Yeah. It was good to see Odegaard get a goal, too. Just to get him on the score sheet. It's been a while since he's been contributing kind of at a high level. MLS, Lewis Skelly got 14 points. Nwaneri came on in the last few minutes and scored a goal.
What a goal.
14 points.
Will they get more minutes? Yeah.
Well, they don't have a striker, do they?
It's just the consistency of those minutes I think is the problem.
Yeah, and how many of them?
Yeah, still no striker at Arsenal. I kind of agree with you, and so I'm pretty shocked they didn't bring anyone in January. I guess we're gonna have to just make do. I feel like that to me shows a lack of ambition.
I feel like PSG had shopped around Nwaneri. I think Nwaneri could have worked for him, honestly, because he could play the forward and off the wing, so they could have rotated. I just feel like there was opportunities there for Arsenal to buy strikers. I know they're hard to come by, but I think there's players out there for them to try. At least make an effort, you know what I mean?
Yeah, make an effort. I kind of feel the same way. All right, next game. Chelsea 2, West Ham 1. The big news coming into the game was Sanchez was benched for Philip Jorgensen. I think
Fucking
Sanchez. Yeah, I mean, the same thing happened last year with Petrovic coming.
Yeah.
So I think that Chelsea's just really about reevaluating that whole keeper situation. It's been holding them back. But all that being said, it didn't matter because they conceded a goal due to a defensive mistake from Levi Colwell. Game just pretty much handed a goal to Bowen. He still obviously scored well. He had 21.25 points on his return. Yeah, so that's huge. Cole Palmer with 15.5 points. He got an assist off his block, like a shot that was going wide, and Wan-Bissaka deflected into the goal for the game winner.
He looked good, man. He's so relaxed when he plays.
So
relaxed.
What I noticed was that he was dropping way deeper to receive the ball, which I think is good, but like I also don't know if it's that great because that means he's further away from goal.
Well, it's because he's got Enzo Fernandez pushing so far up, and then Cucurella playing inverted, and Reece James coming up that right wing. He has no choice. It's so clustered up there.
Yeah, Chelsea still doesn't look like they're where they were a month and a half ago, though. 2 months ago, they just look kind of young. And like,
but they won.
They won. They came back from 1-0 down.
Now
so good for them.
Tied for top 4 now, so they're still there, still in contention.
Jackson woes continue. He got nutmegged.
By
that
Kudus.
was kind of crazy. He got much in his own box. Yeah, at the edge of his box.
That's the addition I made to the notes.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
I actually I was talking about Jackson. I think so. I have my forwards are Jackson, Savio. Who are my forwards? Jackson, Savio. Sorry, this is not loading. Jackson, Savio, Alenga, and Semenyo. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to start benching Jackson and just like going with and like if City plays before, I'm gonna start and like I know Savio's playing because the only question is if Savio's gonna play.
That's exactly what I did because I have Jackson and Savio in my other league, and I benched Jackson because I was like, Savio's playing, he's getting me double digits.
Yeah. I think that's the smart move. I think that's what I should have done this week. Yeah, probably would have won me the game. And then 3 weeks later, and so in like a long ass time from now, we have the last game of this game week, which this is a really weird one, but it's gonna be Everton versus Liverpool, and which is gonna, for more like 99%, give Tico a 6 loss in a row, or give Enzo a 6 loss in a row.
Did you add that, Tico?
I also made that addition to the notes.
I'm just reading what's here.
Okay.
I'm just reading off the prompts.
That should be
bold.
bold.
You know what would be amazing if Everton smash on Liverpool and then Tarkowski still gets the clean sheet points and I lose, but I won't even be that mad. Won't be that mad.
I would be mad as well if I win.
All right, that was the matches. I actually think we got through them pretty quickly, but I want to say there's a ton of waivers and a lot of them are transfer related. So I'm gonna go through. Let's do this. I have transfer related waivers. I have non-transfer related waivers, and then any other transfers that we want to talk about. If you guys are like, well, wait a second, I want to talk about this guy, then we can discuss him. Does that make sense? Work for you guys? All right, so the first one on waivers for me is Evan Ferguson, going from Brighton to West Ham. He's a forward. He's on 18% of leagues. He's an incredibly promising young guy who seems like he's just like totally his career got derailed by injuries and just the fact that like João Pedro and Welbeck had such a good start to the season. And now he's going to West Ham where, he knows the manager well. Graham Potter was his coach at Brighton. And West Ham need a striker. So it just seems like a really perfect fit. It just seems like everything's really aligned for him to kind of step into a good role for him. So I'm actually really excited for that one.
He needs to be fit because he's still injured. They bought him injured. He needs to get back to fitness, and this could be what West Ham needs. And like you said, Potter's already had him before. I think he could score. We know how good Evan. I thought highly of him last season. He started off pretty alright, and then just got derailed by injuries. I think that he could be something that West Ham needs.
Yeah, for me, he's a wait and see kind of waiver. I'm not going to put any fab on him until I see him play a game or two. So nothing I'm too excited about.
Don't worry, Keith. You don't have no fab. That's right.
So you're saying I have 4 fab left. Maybe I'll put it all on him. Next one is Matias Tell, coming from Bayern to Tottenham on a loan. This was the kind of on again, off again. It sounded like he wasn't coming. Enzo, how do you feel about this?
You know how many players rejected Tottenham in this January transfer window? Do you know?
Name them.
How many?
Tell rejected us. Nwaneri rejected us. I think Guehi said he wasn't in. Like, we had the bid rejected, but he was never going to come and tell them because it wasn't the direction he wanted to go. So we got rejected by 3 players in this January transfer window.
I did read that Tell came because he had a conversation with Big Ange and he was able to convince him. So this also comes in at Richarlison. So you would think eventually Richarlison's going to get benched again. So whoever had him, he put up good fantasy value the last 3 games he played, 14, 11, 7, not bad, with 2 goals.
Look,
so
we'll see, because Tell, from what the Germans say, is a striker, not a winger. Play him up front and let him strike the ball. And we need someone that can score goals. He's obviously not going to take that left-hand side because that's where Son is. So I think if we play him up front, let's give him a try. He's young, he's 19. And what's the worst could happen? We lose a couple more games. You know what I mean? But could he score a couple goals for us? I don't know.
what I would say is if you have Tottenham, they got so many young players. So if you have any Tottenham players at this point, what are they playing for? Might as well give the young guys a chance. So as a Madison owner, that's something I'm also worried about as well.
This to me just kind of reeks of like a lot of hype and stuff, and could be potential like for it to not much to happen there.
Well, look, the loan's only for 6 months, so there's a reason.
They have a buy option.
They do have a buy option, but I just think that he wasn't like he was getting starts and really knocking on the door at Bayern. Like I think there might be more to this, and we'll have to see. But also like maybe Ange will get more out of him and activate him. So I'm interested in it, but I think I'd rather personally go Ferguson than Tell. If I had to choose between the two for waivers, but I think Tell probably has more immediate upside just because of Tottenham's going to be creating more scoring opportunities than West Ham.
Okay, yeah.
But I think there's still question marks on exactly where he's going to play and kind of if he can really do it at this level.
We'll see. You got to remember too, Bayern Munich has Sane. Who else is on that wing?
And then obviously Harry Kane. He's playing behind Harry Kane.
Olise.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be tough. Elise, it's gonna be tough to get into that team at 19.
It is. You're right. Okay, next name on here is Patrick Dorgu, the Manchester United left wing back. He, we've talked about it a bunch, but wing backs are a cheat code in fantasy, and United desperately needed a left wing back. Will the adjustment take some time? Very possibly. He might not. Even if he gets thrown in right away, it may take him a little while before he gets good. But I think just even on a mediocre team like United is a mediocre team, wing backs are still worth owning. What did I say?
No, I love what you said, Jukes. I'm completely right. Mediocre. Definitely mediocre. Mediocre.
So worth owning though, still wing backs.
Yeah. No, I think in the way that Amorim wants to play, I think wing backs are vital. So this is his first real buy. So this is someone that he wants to play in a position and has an idea for what this position should be, which is very attacking. And I think if Dorgu can execute what he wants and make it in the Premier League, he's got there should be some big points there somewhere.
I also think this will activate Dalot a little bit, because I could see Dalot now coming in on the right side, because I have a feeling Masraoui will probably play center back more. Yeah. So I think Dalot comes on the right side, and that's his favorite position on his favorite foot, and I think that'll lead to more certain opportunities for him. Just as like a note in this one too.
Do we think Luke Shaw's going to play again this year? Because he's practicing with the team again.
I don't know. I just can't trust it. I mean, they didn't buy this guy to have him play behind Luke Shaw. They didn't pay 30 mil for it to have him be Luke Shaw's apprentice.
No. And Amorim doesn't seem like that player where he's going to buy a backup right now. He's buying starters.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next one, Marco Asensio. This was kind of an odd one, going to Villa. You think he'll be classified as a forward for sure? Definitely.
I don't know. I think I put forward or midfielder. I wasn't sure what he was going to be classed as. Tico probably had a better idea than that, but we've seen him do it against English sides in the Champions League. But can that be week in, week out against these lower level leagues, lower level teams like Man United, who are just going to kick your legs? You know what I mean? I don't know. We're going to see. But I think Asensio, he's a talent. We already know that.
Where does he have more value, as a forward or a midfielder?
Midfielder. Because there's just midfielder scarcity. There's more scarce. I was looking at his returns in Ligue 1 for PSG, and they're just very mediocre. He's played in 12 matches in 24-25, which is not a lot. So he's not locked in a position. And he has 2 goals and 4 assists.
That's fine. Not bad, mate.
Not bad, but it's
6 goal contributions, mate.
It's the French league.
Yeah, you're right. It's the French league. Okay, sorry, Farmers League.
It's Farmers League. But yeah, so I a little concerning. The year before, the full 23-24 season, he played in 19 matches only, which is not a lot.
No,
and he had 4 goals and 5 assists. So again, not bad
terrible,
numbers, but I'm just saying now he's going into the Premier League, which we assume is a much tougher.
But you got to remember too, he's also going to Aston Villa, and I think this could work out, like you said, for Ollie Watkins if he plays. That also pushes out Bailey. Bailey's gone. I don't know where he's going to be playing no more. And they'll be able to slot in these wingers that'll cut down the sides. You know what I mean? Same as last season, like you said with Diaby and Bailey, the way they played. I think this could be a good return for both the striker and the winger.
And it seems like Emery's done a good job of getting guys that like knowing how to use them for the most part. So kind of got to trust the process a little bit.
He's also only 29 with a ton of Champions League experience, and his last 2 years at Real Madrid, he scored 9 goals and 10 goals while not playing the whole 90 minutes at all times. So,
what position was he playing for Real Madrid when he was playing there?
Right wing.
Right wing.
Yeah.
So
he cuts it aside and he's fucking that magical left foot of his. What a shot!
Could have been that magical if he got kicked out of Real Madrid, but
I mean,
I think
Gareth Bale.
I think they know how to move players on pretty well. Rashford to Villa. We'll see what happens here.
The thing about it, Asensio on the right, Rashford on the left, Watkins in the middle. Doesn't that sound a little bit dangerous to anybody else?
That sounds like two guys that don't want to work hard on the right and the left, and then Watkins trying to work hard and press off the ball and then not working out.
Oh, they're not going to press.
They're not going to press. Exactly.
They're not going to press.
They're not going to press. So it's not going to work.
You mean they'll just change their style of play and be more halfway line?
I don't think they're going to do that.
You think Emery's going to get those two to maybe? You know what? Rashford's got something to prove. You never know.
I think Rashford is going to have to show more in that way, like work harder to have any chance. I think that's what that's been his issue at United, is that he's kind of like really like placid in what he's doing, really complacent.
But it's not fair, is it? I think something bad happened at United, and the last couple of years has been horrid for him. I think he needed a new club. We said he needed a new club. I think Rashford would be, if he's probably already picked up by most leagues. You know what I mean? Especially a bunch of Man United fans that were just hoping him. Now I'm hoping the anger drop him so we can pick him up.
No, he'll be owned.
You think who owns him and all? Is it Derek? I wonder if I send a trade to Derek, it'll give him up.
Yeah, that's Derek. He's owned in almost 80% of leagues. It's not really work about a waiver. It'd be like if you were gonna trade for him, what would be like a viable piece? Like, would you trade like Anthony Elanga for Rashford?
No.
You keep Elanga, right?
You keep Elanga.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, but no one's gonna. Yeah, I would trade Rashford to Welbeck.
Yeah,
sure.
I would too. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that middle ground? What's like the maybe?
What's his name? Delap.
I would take Rashford over Delap. I think the upside's there.
Ipswich
I'm just saying it's the middle ground.
What about Wissa?
Ooh.
Or Raul Jimenez or Jean-Philippe Mateta?
Why would you trade for Rashford? Why do you want that headache?
I kind of agree. It's just I'd rather have the known Mateta.
It's the risk.
But what's his ceiling? What do you think his ceiling will be?
Rashford?
Yeah.
You've seen what he can do before in the past. I know it's 2 years since he's done that, but
I've also seen what
ceiling.
Asensio did in the past. I could just pick him off of waivers instead of trading for a fucking Rashford.
Okay. Yeah, but not everyone has the luxury of being able to pick him off waivers.
The only way Rashford would have value is if Watkins is out for a while and then Rashford gets more playing time.
And he has to play through the middle, which he hates.
He fucking hates.
Doesn't matter. I mean, this is like his last fucking chance before he goes to Saudi.
Or MLS or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so those are my like key waiver pickups. And now let's go into some like non-waiver, my key transfer pickups. Those are my key transfer pickups. And now let's go into some non-transfer waiver pickups that I have on here. We've kind of talked about a lot of these guys, but first one is Beto, owned in 30% of leagues. He's a forward with the Calvert-Lewin injury. He's come in and scored a brace. Hit a really horrible dry spell that really killed his confidence, but Everton paid good money for him, and there's scouting by all reports that he's a good player, and if he can kind of figure that out and start scoring goals, and Moyes is there, maybe Moyes to kind of unlock him. I think there's potential here.
No, there's definitely potential. You got to hit it, strike it while the iron's hot. And you know, you've said this before, Keith. Go with the form and go with it now. And if he can carry on this form, this could win you a couple games. I think in this Everton side that with Moyes at the helm, that's a little bit more attacking and not as defensive. I think he has the opportunity to score, especially now that DCL is out. Gives him more opportunity to play more games, more minutes, because they really have no choice.
Yeah. Next one here, Jen Spence, Tottenham. We talked about him, under 30% of leagues. He's just like quickly becoming a very highly rated defender. I think the biggest thing for me was just the fact that he's shut down Mbuemo so effectively in that Brentford game. And he's scoring points, and he's like, he's creating, he's attacking. I think it's getting to the point where, like, I don't know if Udogie comes back. I don't think Udogie's starting.
Look, I like Udogi. I love his energy, but honestly, attacking wise, you get more out of Spence. Defensively, you're getting a lot more out of Spence, even with him playing on the left hand side, which is in his natural position. And Udogi, I don't even know when he's going to come back. He's still injured. So Jed Spence is taking full control of his opportunity to play in this Tottenham team, and he's scoring points.
Also, there are some defensive reinforcements on the way for Tottenham, so that might just ease up the goals conceded, which has been the big negative for Tottenham.
Yeah.
With Van de Ven back, obviously Dragison's out. Romero, it sounded like he was back, but now it seems like there might be
it stayed week by week
to week. But then they have this new signing as well. So
Danzo. So we'll see about him.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that. I like Jed there. Next one on here is just a combo: Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri for Arsenal. I think both the young youth players are having a moment. Seems like good pieces if they start. The question is if they're really going to lock down those positions and start. I mean, there's a path for both of them, but no guarantee.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Lewis Skelly at left back. I added him on the team because he got a few starts in a row. When he doesn't have goal contributions because he doesn't score points because he's not really a defender. When you look at it, the only other double-digit scoring game he has is 11 against Ipswich, that was because of a clean sheet.
That's a good shot. We've called it out before. It is problematic that he's not classified as a defender.
Yeah.
So, but there's also a question about maybe like how Friar gets healthy and he can play in that wing position. Is that a possibility?
I don't know. That'd be one of our Arsenal, expert.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, I think there's something there. Nwaneri is probably the more interesting one as a midfielder.
I think so.
At least until Saka comes back, yeah.
Yeah, at least until Saka comes back. I think that's interesting. Next on here is O'Brien from Everton. Owned in 10% of leagues. I think Young is just... I think Moyes came in and looked at Young and said, man, you might be doing some good attacking things, but we need more energy on the wing. And that's kind of what he brought O'Brien in for. He wants a really solid defensive structure.
He must be doing something different to what Young was doing. Like, Young was creating goals, getting up and down the wing, but maybe it was something maybe more defensive. I don't know. But O'Brien looks like he's slotted in. He's only 10% owned. He's scoring double-digit points week in, week out. If you haven't picked him up, you need a defender, I'd pick him up.
Yeah, I think especially with an Everton team that's just historically is pretty defensively sound.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to give you the same returns as Young. I don't think he's going to be give the same output. But I still think he's a very solid player to own and have.
I agree.
Okay, last one on here. Kepa, Bournemouth, owning 49% of leagues. Most expensive goalkeeper in the world is finally starting to kind of look like it. Maybe.
Yeah,
a little
maybe.
bit. He's been good. He's been okay. He's not that amazing. But
he's a goalkeeper. So.
He's putting together a solid set of games, and he's one of the reasons why I'm not that worried about any sort of keeper issues that I might be having with Mark Flecken right now.
I'm just saying that, in a 10-man league, there's so many goalkeepers and no one's really holding on to two. If you got two, what are your teeth? If you hold on to two keepers, what are you?
Are you an idiot? What did I say?
Oh yeah, you're an idiot. Yeah. That's right.
Tico was threatening to take the goalkeeper I dropped and hold it over my head. And I said, go for it.
No one cares.
Do it. I dare you to do it.
Yeah,
I dare
please
you to pick
do.
up Tico already has two goalkeepers. I dare him to pick up a third.
Fucking double dare you.
I'll just drop one of the goalkeepers that thing. I have two Newcastle the goalkeeper. I'll just drop one and pick up.
You're crazy.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Well, no. What are you guys talking about? Pope is like a top two goalkeeper. I'm not going to let Pope walk and then be without a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I agree.
He was actually healthy last game. He was on the bench, but they still gave the start to what is his name? What's his name? The backup is on my team.
Dubravka,
yeah. So and then he gave up those two goals. So hopefully Pope comes back and I get to fucking let go of the second goalkeeper and have that open slot that I love,
which you desperately need because there's so many players that are
so good.
Playing.
You fucking whore.
Okay. Some more transfers we didn't talk about, but I think are maybe just worth mentioning. James Ward-Prowse is back to West Ham from Forrest. I did just that loan didn't work out.
I don't think it was even a loan. I think it was just an agreement to switch it back.
It was a loan. It was a loan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they recalled him. Some other names on here, to Zasi, to Villa. I don't think there's anything here you really want to grab right now.
That was the other player that turned down Tottenham.
Yeah. No, did he really?
Yeah, bastard.
That's a wait and see. I think Ben Chilwell to Palace is interesting, but I think he's still behind.
I think he's coverage. Yeah, he's coverage.
Yeah, I think he's coverage. I'm happy to see him go somewhere. Hopefully he'll get some playing time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Gonzalez of Man City, so he could play as an 8 or a 6. Apparently he's a pretty good player. They get 13 goal returns in 29
from
games.
Porto again,
Porto.
so yeah, we'll see how he goes.
I'm not.
Big
I'm not
shoes to fill, man. Big shoes to fill.
I'm not clamoring there though.
No.
Danzo to Spurs.
Nope.
TBD on that.
Yep.
How do you pronounce Croupy?
Croupy?
That looks like a Pokemon. That sounds like a Pokemon.
Another one.
No, that was a Star Wars character. To Patrick Dorgu, the Star Wars character.
He's an 18-year-old forward for Bournemouth.
Oh, that's interesting. Is this real? Is Willian really going back to Fulham? That's a joke.
Yeah, he's
right?
a fucking free agent. They've already agreed person to him. And because he's a free agent, it doesn't have to be done on transfer day. So they're in talks right now.
So is he just there to like hang out and be a good send good vibes?
Shit, I don't know. Did Fulham have any injuries we don't know about?
No. Oh, Harry Wilson.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a
There
little
you
cover
go.
there.
You go.
A couple other things. John Duran went to Al Nasser in Saudi League. A little bit of disappointment because he was an exciting guy, but I think anyone who's willing to go to Al Nasser at 21, let him go.
Bro,
But just
he didn't want to play at Villa because he wanted to play second fiddle to Ollie Watkins. We all know who he's going to be playing second fiddle to now. Right? Cristiano Ronaldo.
they'll probably play together. There's no way they're paying that much money for him to not start games.
I don't know. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's making his way to 1,000 goals. I don't think he wants Duran getting in on his fun.
In the way.
Also,
We'll
Ronaldo's contract is finished this year, I think. So
Yeah, that is true.
yeah.
That is true.
I wonder who he goes after. I can't imagine he hangs it up.
He has to go to MLS.
He has to go to MLS.
Has to go to MLS. Just
then
one
with-
final hurrah.
Do you think we get some messy show games?
And
The
those
final,
games, all
the
of a
last
sudden,
dance?
dude,
Like the
and all
true
of a
last
sudden,
dance?
those tickets go up to like $1,000 each for a fucking MLS game. Get the fuck out of here.
Do you think he'd more likely go to, because he's not going to go to a Miami team, so do you think he's likely going to go to an LA team or a New York team? Because those are the only two markets that he would go to.
well,
Yeah, they're the only two markets they
Chicago.
go to. No, he wouldn't go to Chicago.
I can't imagine him going to Chicago.
Well, before Neymar went to Santos, he was linked with the Chicago club.
Yeah,
the
but
Fire.
guess what? He didn't go. He went back home.
I think he probably just Googled Chicago and was like, oh yeah, I'm
Fuck
good.
that.
Yeah.
Look, Chicago is lovely.
No, it's lovely. It's
I'm
just
not
cold.
saying it. I'm just saying for a player that's used to that kind of like lifestyle, it's
Yeah.
for him like it's Miami, New York, LA, maybe Dallas, maybe.
Okay.
Even Luca left, so there's no Dallas for him.
That's true, baby.
João Felix leaving Chelsea on loan to AC Milan. What an embarrassing transfer for Chelsea that you couldn't get this guy to work. You paid almost 70 million for him, 60-something million for him.
And now
What
just
an
saying
embarrassing
he's
situation.
another Morata, isn't he? Just
I don't know. I wish him the well. I hope he plays really well for AC
Dude,
Milan. I hope
he's
he does
only
great.
25.
I know. I hope he does great.
How
I
many
hope
teams has he
figures
played
something out.
for?
not that many if you really think
No,
about it.
No.
It was like Benfica or Porto, somewhere in Portugal.
Benfica,
and he went to
Atletico,
Atletico,
Atletico.
Barcelona.
Barcelona, Chelsea again, Milan.
But can you count
oh,
that?
like yeah. But I'm saying
okay.
I see what you're saying in the last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, another one. Lloyd Kelly went from Bournemouth to Newcastle and now is on his way to Juventus. Talk about failing upwards.
What the fuck?
In the space of a year, played 10 out of 25 games, only fished 90 minutes once for Newcastle. I don't get it. Pogba coming back on 3-1. Who should sign him? Cares? I don't think he's going to be relevant.
Come to Tottenham. I'll take
Oh
him.
my god,
I
that's funny.
will fucking take him.
Mason Greenwood is a top goal scorer in Ligue 1.
Yeah, man.
Whoa, that's cool.
Bro,
I guess. Or not cool. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Like, had to leave the country, but
Yeah,
at least
out
he's
of the country.
performing.
Yep. Till Gerard leaves Tafiak, next Spurs manager? Question mark? No.
I'd take him.
Oh, don't say that.
I'd fucking take him.
Ugh.
Is this Stevie Gerrard?
Yeah.
Stevie.
Why would you take it?
All right. I think that's just about it, guys. This has been episode 76 of Draft Offsides. My name is Keith. I'm with Tico and Enzo. We will see you guys next week. Follow us on the socials at Draft Offsides. Check out our YouTube. Sergey's been killing it over there. So with all his videos and the shorts and making
Our
it fun.
goal is to get to 1,000 views on at least one.
We're gonna get there pretty quickly. We are going through another hotly contested week where there's not a lot of love lost between the three of us. A lot of just animosity is flowing.
I'd like
Right now.
everyone to know that we are good friends for the most part.
Not during the season.
But then you could just say not even when we play on the same team, because I think we yelled at each other just
Yeah, I feel like our friendships are predicated off of like kind of being mean to each other. Actually, when you really think about
What's
it.
funny is football is what brought us together, but that's the only time we argue. When football's not involved, we're on pretty good, terms.
Yeah, we're all like, really nice. It's Salah, Sloboslai, Luis Diaz, and who?
And Mikalenko?
Tarkowski.
Mikalenko.
No, Tarkowski.
Tarkowski. Yeah,
even
you're dead.
worse.
I
worse.
swear, when I saw Sanchez got benched for today's game, I'm like, oh, can I drop someone to pick him up just to fuck with Enzo?
Can I tell you what I'm really hoping for? I'm hoping for a non-player that he has to score like a hat-trick, so it minuses Tarkowski like 4 points, and then they don't do nothing. They all get subbed off.
Like
so
they bench Salah, like Sloboslai plays doesn't get any points. Tarkowski goes negative. Luis Diaz doesn't do anything.
Just imagine it happens. I can
That'd
dream.
be really funny.
I'm allowed to dream. It's not going to happen, but I can dream.
Crazier things have happened.